good there as he closes up, as Brad Binder's now got a bit of a queue behind him. It's Bastianini and Pedro Acosta. Acosta will really be ruining that difficult start to the race where he dropped back down through the top 9.
Udah mulai lagi kok.
Surely would have felt he had something to at least be up in 4th place and potentially try and go with that top 3. But what does Bagnaia do here? He's sandwiched in between the two Prima Pramac Gigantes. He's got a very good friend behind him, but of course Frankie Morbidelli is the teammate of his title rival.
And now Bastianini has finally worked his way through on Binder. Up into P4 then goes the beast. 9.5. This is the new and old star of the Pierre Mobility Group, and Acosta says, no, you're not having that. Into Tremonto they go, the second gear, turn 10, and winning this particular duel is Acosta the rookie. 2 points lost in 2 laps then for Brad Binder, and Acosta had to do that because Bastianini has already pulled a second clear up the road from the pair of KTMs that were back.
Aman, udah dibuka lagi kok.
Binder was holding Acosta back. 10th of a second on Morbidelli. Morbidelli will still have eyes up ahead of him at the top 2, but his battle might now be for that final sprint podium position.
It's been a turbulent weekend so far for Trackhouse Racing. Nothing going for them at all. Ralph Fernandez at the moment down in 16th place, up to 15th at the moment. Miguel Oliveira started this lap 6 down in 18th spot. Of course, signed up with Pramac Yamaha next season. So this is Acosta then now through Tremonto. Now you really start to unleash the potential of these 300 horsepower MotoGP bikes going through those single shift gearbox, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and then through the jaw-dropping Cavone corner, turn 11. This is the back end of the points battle. Fabio Quartararo currently in 9th place, just about keeping the Gresini Ducati of Alex Marquez at bay.
Yeah, I'd like to see Alex Marquez's first lap again, because he clearly was on the wrong end of some battling through turns 1, 2 and 3, because it dropped him outside of the points. We don't have a single Aprilia in the points at the moment. You mentioned the Trackhouse struggles. Maverick Vinales and Aleix Espargaro are also outside the points. They're running in 11th and 12th place. Vinales has got such a good record around this Misano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli, but having qualified 11th, he's not gone any further up the order. He's still where he started.
Yeah, shocking weekend, hasn't it? Miller just in a little bit hot, a fraction offline going through turn 1. Has that cost him a bit of momentum? Now going through turns 2 and 3. We're on board then with Marquez, Bastianini, a Martin. Is he just keeping a watching brief here? He's not seen Martin able to get away from him more than 0.4 of a second. He is just keeping that pressure building, the pressure on the shoulders of the Spaniard. You can just see there coming through turn 6, dropping out of podium contention. It seems as Frankie Morbidelli, he's got bigger issues brewing, with Bastianini closing in on him for that final place on the podium.
Oh, Morbidelli was at least able to match Bastianini for pace last time around. They both did 31.6s, so he's keeping that gap pegged at just over 1 second. He was actually a smidge faster than the 2 up ahead of him, but the little spurt of pace, the personal best that both Martin and Bagnaia set, dropped Morbidelli in excess of a second behind. So he's in a little bit of a no man's land at the moment, but he's currently covering off Bastianini in 4th.
Mission impossible for points after his early crash, and Fabio Di Gianantonio has decided to call it quits. He's just pitted on the Pertamina Enduro VR46 machine, just keeping a very close eye once again on Marquez's lap times. He has just been stuck, completely stuck on a 132 flat or a 132.1. Still just cannot find his way into those 131s. Here he is there now, swarming all over the rear tyre of Brad Binder, trying to save a top 6. Comes through turn 15, where he didn't make it through. A decisive moment, you feel, for Marquez's weekend, crashing in qualifying this morning at turn 15. That's what dumped him at the back of this 3rd row, and there's been no